going on, guys? Good morning, happy Saturday morning. You see, I got this Goldwing Trike kit on the trailer, and we are in the beautiful Oklahoma City, which I've traveled 6 hours to pick up this kit for the Goldwing 1500. And we had a little mishap with the tire on the back of the truck. They're bringing it out now. I know you guys remember the F-150 shop truck. So getting the tire put on. We drove 6 hours last night, got up this morning, picked this thing up, got it totally free. So we're going to get this thing hooked back up to the truck and get back to Memphis. So we'll get this thing installed on the bike as soon as we can. All right. So we're back working on the 98 Honda Goldwing 1500. You guys go back early last year, picked this thing up, got it going, did a lot of work to it, rode it all summer or most of the summer, and it's fixing to be springtime and summer. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to install this free trike kit I bought for it. Well, actually I didn't buy it. It was given to me for free. Facebook Marketplace. Guy had it on there for sale. Nobody didn't take interest in it. Called him about it, and he said that he was going to find out what bike it came off of. He picked it up from somebody else. Apparently it came from California or somewhere. It was on another Goldwing. He ended up with it, didn't use it. He bought him a trike motorcycle, and so nobody didn't want it. He called to check to see exactly what it came off of. It did come off of a 1500 Goldwing, and Voyager Trike company told him that it wouldn't be safe to sell it to somebody because that was like one of their first trike systems that came out, and I don't know why. He just said, you know, I'm gonna scrap it. Well, I told him, if you're gonna scrap it, I'll just come pick it up. So he was like, as long as you can fill out this piece of paper, sign it, that I gave it to you, not gonna be responsible, something happened, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, went all the way to Oklahoma, picked it up, and now it's here. And I called the guy at Voyager. He did say this was one of the first trike kits that came out for the Goldwing. The newer ones they made had Heim joints on the ends that were adjustable, and he said the thing about these, some of the bolts kept coming loose where the belly pan bolted up under the bike unless you put some Loctite on them. But he said other than that, if you're gonna run it, they're cool to run. They're just an old system, and the one with the Heim joints up here is the better one. So he didn't say, hey, don't run it, it's gonna fall apart, kill you and your wife or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to adapt it over to the 98 1500. I've already took the exhaust off, and I got to take the service stand off the bottom because this belly plate has got to go right up under there, and it's got like some bolts that bolts to where you take the service stand out, and you bolt that on to the frame up under there. Then you put the belly pan on, and you have these brackets that go where your rear wheel goes. So I am going to get that all set up. In the meantime, I ordered a new rear disc because the rear disc on this bike is wore completely out. The brakes didn't stop that great using the back only, and this is a big heavy bike, and it's going to be heavier now with the trike kit, so it'll be in the next couple of days. So I'm going to go ahead and get the belly pan on, like I say, remove the center stand, get that set up, and then when the disc break, the disc get here, I got to pull the axle anyway to put these brackets, because the axle goes through these mounts So I'm going to pull the axle, put the new disc, and then we'll put that on. But I really want to get this belly pan on first, because that's like the heart of the whole trike kit. So I don't know if I'll be able to do very much filming. I'll try to. It's kind of, I watched the video that Voyager has online, and they had the bike up on a motorcycle table, which I don't have one. So it's kind of hard to get the camera, me working by myself on it. So I'll just show you after I put the belly pan on. And if you're doing one of these, there's you can go to the Voyager company. I think it's a VHC. I can't remember. Voyager motorcycle. No, it's VMC, Voyager Motorcycle Company, I believe. And they got a whole video that shows you how to install these trike kits on different bikes. So I'm gonna get that center stand off, and I'll show you what I did after that. Alright, so I got this thing suspended on its own without using the service stand, because I had to remove it. And the only thing I did was took some ratchet straps and some floor anchors and anchored them to the concrete. And I got the back of the bike suspended up with some bottle jacks, so the wheels off the ground on each side. So I had to take the service stand out, because you got to put on the belly pan, and this bracket's got to go over the frame, right over. There's a hollow part of the frame where the kickstand used to go, and you're supposed to have, I'll show you, you're supposed to have a little bar, they call it a fuel bar, that goes in this hollow part. You can see the hollow part of the frame. What that does, when you put that little bar in there, when you clamp those U-bolts down, it won't squish the frame. So it comes with the kit, but it's probably still in the frame of the bike.
On a clean, flat surface, remove the side covers from the motorcycle. Now, remove the center kickstand. Bind the cross-member fill bar, belly brackets, U-bolts, and all the nuts, bolts, and washers. Install the cross-member fill bar into the hollow cross-member.
And that's what you do with that little bar. It's supposed to go into the cross-member of the frame. So what I did, I found a punch that's the same thickness, same length. You know, this is hardened steel, and it'll fit right in the frame. I looked around, I couldn't find nothing but this. So I'm gonna put this in the frame, and that will make up that gap. And then I put the belly pan and all the brackets on, and that's gonna be it until I get the rear disc for the rear wheel, because that disc has got a lot of grooves in it, and when I was running the bike, it didn't stop very good. I put new pads on the back, but they had ran them down almost to the metal, and it's got a big groove on the outside. You can feel it with your finger. So I'm putting a new disc on there, and then we'll put the brackets for the rear that goes to the trike kit itself. But at least I have the belly pan on. Now they said in the video you don't have to remove the exhaust, but you got to, because you got to get the axle bolt out, which I'll show that when I get there, when we put those rear brackets on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the belly pan and everything on there, and we'll pause on that until we get the rear disc. Progress has been made. So finally got the belly pan and all the motor mount brackets bolted up. Everything's bolted up under the bike. So this part is over with for now. I did have to get some longer bolts for the motor mount, because when you put those brackets on there for the belly pan, it's a little thicker. So I had to dig up some longer bolts. Now when you buy this kit, or when you would have bought this kit brand new, it would have came with some longer bolts, but I found some. But yeah, it's on there. It's pretty solid. So next it's going to be just getting the rear disc and pulling the wheel so I can fix it, put the disc on and the rear brackets that connect to the trike kit, and we'll hook it up and hopefully it's stable, and check the wheel bearing grease and those wheels on the trike kit, and should be ready to ride. But for now, I'm gonna push it to the side until that rear disc come in, and we'll get back on it once that comes in and be able to put the trike kit on. Well, the rest of the trike kit. So the new rear disc finally came in 2 days later. Got it from the old Amazon, favorite place to shop. And look how thick that one looks. And this one here has got a big groove, like you can feel it where they ran it down to the metal. This disc here is really wore out. Didn't stop well. So since we're doing the trike kit, the best thing to do is go ahead, place it. I was going to replace it anyway, but this would be the best time to do it because I got to take the back wheel loose to put the trike kit brackets on. So, look how thick that one is. And right here it's even straight across. We can take our digital meter and see what we got here. What's that, about 41 millimeters. And this one here, I guess it's the same. It's reversible, it don't matter. I mean, the outside is going to be the same here, but when you get inside of here, I see 3.9. That's going inside of here. But if I put the clamp onto it like that, you can see how much gap is between there. This is the thickness of the top. If you go here, you see that gap? It's 41 millimeters straight across, so this is still 41. But in there, where the disc, where the pads ride, you can see that gap. And it's wore down, so this disc is no good. So we got a new one. Gonna get it on there, and then I can have better brakes, hopefully for the back. I don't think the pads are hurt that bad. I didn't ride this thing a whole lot, but I think the pads are good. I might have to push the pistons back in a little bit. Well, I shouldn't have to because the same thickness there. I might have to, but it should stop a whole lot better. So, new rear disc from Nietzsche. They have a lot of stuff out there, cylinder kits, and this company here sells all kind of motorcycle stuff. Brake rotor original equipment. Warning. Cancer and reproductive harm. Okay. Change your rotors and pairs, front, back. Okay, whatever. So anyway, get this thing on there. We'll get those brackets up on the bike for the trike kit. Alright, so I got the rear disc on, and I got the rear, I guess you call these trailing arms, I guess, for the trike kit. I got both of them on the rear. The axle nut, it goes, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hard to see up under here. The axle nut goes through them, and you take that spacer out, which this spacer here, you take it out, and that bracket there takes up the space of that spacer, and the other side goes on the outside of the axle. So we got that on. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and put the exhaust pipes back on and the side covers, because we're done with that. And then I guess we will roll the trike kit, roll this over there and get it behind the bike, get these bolts right here into the bottom of the belly bracket, and make sure that everything is straight. Might have to do some adjustments, and hopefully we can let the kickstand down. This thing will stand up on the rear wheels, and it'll be a 4-wheeler / 3-wheeler thing. Alright, so what I got to do now is try and back the bike over the front bar on the trike kit, so I can get the trike kit up under the bike, and then I can hook it on those rear brackets. So try and put it in reverse and roll it over it, and hopefully that works out. If not, I might have to take those rear brackets off on the trike kit that goes with a shock set and the little leaf springs, and then put the kit up under and line it up on those rear bars. But let's see what we can do. Well, it's up under there now. I just got to get it straightened up and line up the front part of the kit to the belly pan. The bike's kind of leaning, so I need to get it up level. I really need to get it back up and strap it to the ground. That way the bike can be standing up. Should move along with it, I guess. Strap her back down. That way, if it's strapped down, I can stand it up. Because it's got to be level so you can get all your measurements right. I think that's level. Get some of that exhaust out. Let's see, is it level? Needs to be a little more tension over here. Level is going to get. Might have to do some adjustments on this, on these rear leaf springs. Look like they've been moved. And that one. Something's not adjusted right. Have to loosen up on these like I might have to loosen up on these rear shocks. It needs to scoot over some. Way over. For some reason. Somebody's been jacking with this. I can see where the marks is. So I'm gonna have to loosen these rear mounts, shock mounts with the leaf springs. You can see the old marks where they've been slid over. So somebody probably loosened it to get it off, I guess. But to get some paint on them fenders, I'm gonna get a cover made for the back because you can't find one. I don't think I'll be able to open the side boxes anymore. Huh, that's gonna suck. Be barely getting them open. But we'll worry about that once we get it up there. So I'm gonna loosen these shock mounts up and get it slid up under there. But you can just get a general idea how it's gonna look. Once you get some paint on those fenders, it's a master bike. Okay. Well, let me get those loose and get it all hooked up. All right, so I got these shock mounts and leaf springs loose, and I'm just gonna line it up with those rear bars, and then I gotta go up front, line it up. There we go. Just slid in then. Oh yeah. So these should be where they used to be. I can tell, I think they took that stuff loose when they took it off, and what happened, it just got all out of adjustment. But let's go to the front and hook up the belly pan bolts, and then we'll come back and adjust that. So I got the bike as level as I could. Got a level on the back rack. And it's pretty much level. Bike standing straight up. So I just got to tighten these two big bolts down here on each side. I gotta find a socket to fit that. Let's see here. Get the impact gun. Should be able to get one side started. At least line it up. Don't want to cross thread it. Probably just need to get that side started and then go on the other side. It's like barely catching some threads there. There it goes. I don't want to cross thread it. All right, let's go to the other side. Same scenario over here. Yeah, I didn't realize how close those compartments was going to be. And you can get it open, but you won't be able to get nothing big in there no more. But you still got the rear box anyway. This thing is low to the ground. You gotta be careful going over speed bumps. Because ground clearance is gone. Look like I'm gonna have to stand the bike up. Ooh. That side ain't lined up. Well, that's tight. Yeah, one problem, the kickstand. I guess you can still lean the bike over and get it out of there. So now I just got to adjust these rear arms, make sure they're straight. And then you're supposed to measure from the rear wheel, from the outside of the rear wheel to the backing plate of the trike kit to make sure that, you know, it's centered. I'm looking back here, it looks pretty straight, but I'm gonna do the measurements and then tighten that down, and I think we'll be all right. So there it is. Trike Kit of America. Like I say, getting those boxes open is gonna be kind of tight, but I think you can still get some small stuff in there. I really would like to see how do they open. Trying to get a full view of it. I know one box cable broke on. Can't open it. Oops. Yeah, you can barely be able to get something in there. But hey, it's a trike, so I don't really put too much stuff in those anyway. I usually use the rear box, especially if you're gonna put a helmet or something in there. But that thing is low to the ground. I mean, that kit is super low. So you have to really be careful where you go with it. But I think I can let the air shocks up. The rear air shocks will come up, and that should bring it on up there, so I can do that, because the rear air shocks does work. But yeah, it's super low. I think on the video they show you how to ride these things with the trike kits, and they tell you what not to try and run over, be careful of, because that is low. I mean, going over a parking speed bump, you gotta be careful, because I didn't know it was gonna be that low. But we'll let the air shocks all the way up and see how that look. But for right now, I'm gonna get everything adjusted, and then we will probably get it out and take a spin when the weather gets a little bit warmer. We got some cold weather that came in. Of course, right when I do this, cold weather comes back. And I've been under the weather a little bit anyway, so we get like a 60-degree day again. We'll get this puppy out. Time to take this puppy for a ride. So hopefully Voyager Trike kits live up to its name, because I've never owned one before or installed one. So we're gonna ride and see how it turns out. on getting the fenders painted the same color as the bike also, so that'll make it look better than the way it looks now with the green and the silver. Voyager add-on kit, it takes time to get used to making turns. You got to put force into it, but it seems to be working well. So like I said, this is my first time ever installing one, and I guess it's cheaper than buying a whole trike, but with two people on the back, like I say, it takes a little bit more time but to get used to, but it's working. So we're gonna cruise it, we're gonna ride it. So we'll do what we do. We'll holler at y'all next time, and y'all like, share, subscribe, and leave comments. All right.